You know, whenever money is involved, relationships can get strained. We've seen that in Hollywood all the time. Now, you take something like, I don't know, what's something that just brings a smile to everybody's face when you bring it up? Something along the lines of A Princess Bride, right? Everybody gets happy.
Chocolate.
Oh,
no. No, it does.
Do you
what?
mean-
Chocolate doesn't make you guys
Talking
happy?
about movies.
Oh, movies.
I thought you were talking about chocolat.
Like teddy bears. No, we mean movies.
Teddy bears, rainbows, Taste the Rainbow. But one of
Exorcist.
those movies that I think everybody just gets happy when you think about it is Mean Girls.
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't even go here. Everybody loves Mean Girls.
Classic.
Maybe some more than others, but everybody loves Mean Girls. Well, according to a new report, the actual original author who created Mean Girls and the book that it was based and the book that the movies was based on is now suing Paramount Studio many years later over the whole thing. Author Rosalind Wiseman is basically taking them to court and suing them for a couple things. Number one, she's suing them because, hey, listen, the movie was big, successful. It's a big part of the pop cultural zeitgeist. You did a Broadway musical about it. Now you're doing another movie based on the musical that's based on the movie that's based on the book and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not getting any money for this. So she's suing them over that. And also the fact that, you know, Hollywood is well known for its creative accounting where it's like, oh no, our movie didn't make any money. So there's no profits to share. Well, anyway, she is now taking them to court. And in one hand, I think she has a case, and in another hand, I don't think she does. Because this is the basic thing. I'm going to read a couple of paragraphs here to give you an idea what's going on. Mean Girls screenwriter and star Tina Fey, who later adapted the movie into a 2018 Broadway musical and now an upcoming movie musical, purchased the rights to Wiseman's Queen Bees. That's what the movie's based on, that book, after reading the New York Times Magazine cover story interview with her. When I met to meet Tina, this is the original author talking. When I went to meet Tina and producer Lorne Michaels many years ago, it was very much a we're doing this together kind of experience, Wiseman said, citing that the business partnership aspect is what led her to select the duo over other production offers. She added, we created this thing. Tina took my words. She did an extraordinary job with it. She brought it to life. And the material has been used and recycled for the last 20 years. I'm clearly recognized and acknowledged by Tina as the source material, the inspiration. I'm recognized, and yet I deserve nothing. Now, we often talk on this show about it ain't what you deserve, it's what you negotiate, right? Now, back in the day, Tina Fey paid $400,000. $400,000 for the right. Now, this is 20 years ago. $400,000 for the rights to the book and anything else that would come after it. And to be clear and fair, the author accepted the deal. She gave up all rights in exchange for nearly $500,000 for the movie rights to her book.
Is this anything like the Top Gun Paramount lawsuit that we just
that had
had?
to do with an article.
No, that had to do with an
Okay.
article
So
and
this is way different.
getting rights back and all that kind of stuff. So now the person kind of acknowledges this because she said this. We go back to the article here and she said the following. Yes, I had a terrible contract. Terrible. Well, you signed it. You negotiated it and you signed it. Yes, I had a terrible contract, but the movie has made so much money and they keep recycling my work over and over again. So not to even consider me, she said Wiseman was approached by a theater company to make a Mean Girls musical, but Tina Fey and Paramount turned it down and then came out with their own musical on Broadway years later, which of course they had the right to do. Wiseman was not paid for the musical, with Paramount claiming that she had no ownership of the rights, which they were right about. Now, this is an issue, guys, that comes up a bunch in Hollywood, and I take the very unpopular position on this, but here's what it is. You're the book author. You had the right. Nobody came and stole the rights away from you. They made you an offer. You had the option to say, actually, to counteroffer and to come up with a deal that you felt good about at the time. And the deal you landed on was $400,000, which I need to go through my calendar, but yeah, no, there it is. I've never been paid $400,000 for anything. in my life. Not one thing has somebody came up and cut me a check for $400,000. So you made that deal.
Yep.
And I would propose this. If Tina Fey and Paramount had gone ahead and made Mean Girls, and then it flopped, and they lost $100 million, or let's say $50 million. Let's say which they didn't, but let's say they did. If they had gone ahead and made that movie and lost $50 million, would she have gone back to them? Would the author have gone back to them and said, you know what? You took a risk on my book and you lost money. Here, let me give you some of my $400,000 back. None of us would do that. We say, no, suckers, we made a deal. You pay me $400,000. I keep my money. I'm sorry you lost 50 million. Sorry about that, but I'm keeping that. I don't think, listen, if you didn't put it in your deal and you said, yeah, you give me $400,000, I give you clean all the rights. You have all the rights to it. Then I'm sorry. Why would Paramount come back? Because once they were successful, I mean, if they failed, you wouldn't have given any money back. So if they're successful, I don't see why Paramount needs to come to you and say, let's give you some more money when we're the ones who took all the risk. Now, here's where it gets more complicated, though. According to her lawyer, there was another issue, which was, as a part of that contract, she was supposed to get some of the profit. I don't think it was a huge amount of it, but she was entitled to certain points on the movie if the movie was profitable. That was negotiated in the contract. And of course, creative Hollywood bookkeeping, they came up with a way to make it look like this movie made no money. Therefore, they owed her nothing. Now, on that, she's got a point.
Especially because of the musical, right? Isn't that something?
I don't think the musical figures into it because she didn't negotiate rights for anything else that came after it. But I think she negotiated that she would get certain points if the movie made money. I don't think after 20 years and the amount of success this film has had that you can make an argument that this thing has not turned a profit in over 20 years. And that's when I think, yeah, you lawyer up and now what will she be entitled to? Was it in the contract that she's only entitled to profit it makes in its original theatrical run? I don't know. Is it in her contract that she gets to a percentage of the profit over the lifetime of the movie? I don't know. But I think she's smart to lawyer up and go to court and say, listen, this movie has been not as much as Princess Bride, but this movie has become as part of the cultural zeitgeist as most movies you can name. Who doesn't know this scene? Who doesn't know she doesn't even go here? I mean, come on. So on the one hand, her complaining that, well, they just keep doing all this stuff with it and they're not giving me any more money. I actually don't think she has a case there because she made the deal. But when it comes to points on profits, yeah, you lawyer up and you go and get what you deserve. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this kind of unfolds. So I bet, look, we didn't rehearse this. I don't know what any of these three clowns over here are going to say. Everybody seems to have a favorite line from Mean Girls, right? So Taylor, you got a favorite line from Mean Girls?
Probably on Wednesdays we wear pink or October 3rd.
I see. He had several waiting around the top. But mine is always she doesn't even go here. I mean, like, come on, people know this movie. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? The original creator of the Mean Girls novel, Queen Bees, I think it was called, is taking Paramount to court to try to get what she feels she's owed. Do you sympathize with her? Do you think, no, it's too late? I don't know. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, The Black Tux. It's time we had the talk. You know the one I'm talking about, the one that ends in the three-letter word. I'm talking about a tux. And when you need a tux, the best place to go to get one is The Black Tux. The Black Tux makes it super easy to get an on-trend, top-quality, guaranteed to fit tux without ever needing to leave your house. So here's how it works. Take the Black Tux fit quiz, pick the style you want to wear, and boom, your tux is delivered to your door 10 days before the day you need it. That's plenty of time to try it on and make sure it wears you well. And hey, if the fit's not quite right, say hello to the Black Tux Fit Guarantee. Order a better size within a day or two of receiving the less than great fitting one, and they'll send another one right away at no extra cost. Their expert fit specialist will help you find the perfect style tux or suit and make sure it fits just right. Listen, I've been dubious in the past about online sites or apps that say they can get your measurements, but the fit quiz with the Black Tux works great. And man, I wish I had had these guys for so many events I've attended over the years. So rent or buy, the Black Tux is the best place to go when you need a tuxedo for a wedding or a special night. And right now, when you go to theblacktux.com/Campea and use the code Campea, you'll save $20 off your order. That's TheBlackTux.com/Campea, code Campea to save $20.